I left home when in Spain when I was very young. I was like 12, 13, and my parents got me a laptop to do all the work, and with the phone, you know, you can talk to them, but with this I can see them. So it was, you know, the laptop meant a lot to me. And the reason why it means so much is because when you have something that's really useful and then you don't have it anymore, you know, it's you don't feel very good. And I will just explain this story of what happened to my previous laptop and how I felt. So I was like 13 or 14, and I was really behind with schoolwork. So I was in a holiday or Christmas holiday back at home, and I did all the work because otherwise the teacher said I was going to be in big trouble. So it was the morning of the. I had to go to the airport to go to England, and I always traveled with my luggage and my laptop within a case in my other hand, so I was full. And my dad was waiting at the other side of the road to take me straight to the airport, and I live near a bridge that takes you straight to the freeway. So he's waiting there, and I was full, and we were running late actually, and my dad was like, come on, hurry up. So, you know, I was trying to put the luggage at the back of the car, so, you know, I put the laptop on top of the car to be able to put it, so I close it, and my dad was like, come on, we're late, we're gonna miss the flight. So I go in, we close, and then we leave, we go to the airport, and we go to the parking area, and my dad goes, all right, take everything, and I go to the back and take the luggage, and I don't have my laptop, and I'm like, Dad, I don't have my laptop. And you know that angry dad look, like when you're 13 and you're like, his eyes are bigger than his head. Like, you don't fuck with me. Where's the laptop? Right? I was like, I left it on top of the car. It's like, and what now? You know, what are you gonna do? So I was like, I was so young, and you know, I knew that I wasn't gonna be able to communicate with my parents. Like, I could see them in the Skype or anything. So I was like, okay, we're running late, so you go back exactly the same way we came in, and I'll go do the check-in. So I do the check-in, I wait there, I have my phone, and I'm like, I'm so fucked, you know. Mm-hmm. So I get a text all of a sudden, like 10 minutes, we were gonna board in 10 minutes. They said, I found it. And I'm like, wow, you know. And so he comes, he didn't want to open it. And he comes to the airport, and he opened it, and it was completely crashed. I mean, it was a bridge, so many cars had gone through it. Ooh. And I said, if I go to the school and tell them this story and say, you know, I did all the work, but I left my laptop on top of the car and it fell over and, you know, it's crashed, they weren't going to believe me, obviously. So I brought it with me, and thankfully the USB or the hard drive wasn't damaged, so I was able to get all the data. And I didn't get the laptop straight away, and I did this one. But I did have to pay. I was 15. I did have to pay a little bit, and my dad helped me. And I haven't lost this laptop since. So it's been like with me for 4 years, and I'm not looking forward to losing it anymore.
So no more on top of the car.
No.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
My mom had me really young, and she had me when she was like around, she was 17. She got pregnant when she was 16, but she had me when she was 17. So, you know, 9 months passed away, and she got that. So I came into the picture, and my dad was a really good football player, and what happened was, since he, you know, became a father at a young age, he had to like quit football. So, you know, everyone used to say that like your dad was really good. He could have been, you know, probably like a D1 athlete, you know, a lot of stuff like that. So growing up, you know, hearing that over and over, I kind of feel like I ruined that for him, but it's not my fault, you know. Like my parents decided one night to do something, and it's not my fault. So that happened, and so one day I did realize though that I kind of wanted to like, not avenge, but just kind of live up to his legacy. And so something that I have that symbolizes that is in my wallet, I have a picture of me, my senior year, playing football here in California, because in Chicago, it wasn't that really good. Like the schools, like the programs weren't that great in my old neighborhood, but believe it or not, I was able to walk on like a really good football team here in Orange County, and there's a picture of me at the middle and my family. My mom is to the left and dad's to the right, and my 3 siblings. So it was actually pretty cool to just have, you know, be actually like live up to that legacy. And I was really, really fat going to high school when I first started. I had like the chunky chunks everywhere, and you know, it took a lot of, you know, my dad was like, you know, you should try a sport or something, you know, you should, you know, try it out. And I was like, okay. So I think I was like a freshman. And I started doing weightlifting classes, and then I started with that, and then just day by day, and then cardio. I hated cardio, but now I love it. And just my coach asked if I could walk on the team, and he just let me do it. And so I trained every single summer with them, and then finally I think it was my sophomore year, I was able to go on the varsity football team, and then I played with them for a couple of years, and then I finished off. And just having that senior game, just having your dad there. He was pretty emotional, he was like, because he was like, he couldn't do his senior year of football because, he had to get like a full-time job almost full-time job to support me. So it was pretty cool, and seeing my mom there and having my little siblings there watching, and just, we won our homecoming game against Laguna Hills High School, so it was pretty cool. And that's why I keep this picture, I always bring it around me, so like if anything I want to pursue, I'll complete it, so I'm always doing it for them. So hopefully I hope to transition it to acting, because, at the football game they're watching me, so one day I want it to be in a movie theater watching me on the screen. So that's why I always keep it as motivation. So yeah, thanks.
That's great. Thank you.
And it's a tiny little Peter Pan. It's really detailed little guy, but I always keep it in my pocket, and it's because I read a story about a man that was like just pretty much having a tough time, going through a tough life, blah blah blah, and it's basically about the story of the law of attraction, how the way your mind can change your circumstances. And this guy had a rock, basically, and he called it his gratitude rock. And every time he touched this rock, he would just go through the list of things that he's grateful for. And he said that doing this daily, it was almost impossible to stay in a negative mindset, to ever be sad. He said, if you feel down, count your blessings, state things you're grateful for, and almost instantly, it will turn around. So I kind of like picked it up, and every time I touched the Peter Pan, and I picked Peter Pan because if you remember the movie, Peter Pan says, think happy thoughts and you'll fly. And obviously I use it to just count my blessings every morning, or if I touch it, if I look at it, I'll just kind of go through, what I'm grateful for, whether it's just waking up today, my family back home in Florida, and as you go through the list, it just kind of creates a really good feeling inside and a good feeling up in your head, and that just, it creates your day, literally. And I've been doing it for a long time. And for example, I lost my father recently, and I was more like focused on what I miss and what's gone. And then when I got back to this, gratitude rock, so to say, I started focusing more on what I was grateful that I had, grateful for what was instead of what was lost. And now it's just completely transformed my whole mentality. And like when I go to casting calls, auditions, or anything, I just keep this with me just to keep my mindset from anything negative going in. And my intent is always set, and this is just kind of to remind me, because it's easy to stray or to daydream and lose your focus of what you really want. And this is just kind of my daily reminder and my little gratitude rock, right here, Peter Pan.
That's great.
Photos that you take in one of those things, you pull the little curtain and in one of those booths.
Like a fair.
And this was when my husband and I very first were crazy in love. We had just met, and we were traveling all over, and we had gone to Rome, and just it was wonderful, and it just brings joy to my heart just to look at it.
So tell us about the falling in love with your husband. How'd that happen?
Like that.
So you knew right away.
I was studying French in Paris, going up the stairs with an Irish girlfriend. She was living with her boyfriend. He was walking down the stairs, and he had just left her boyfriend's, and she says, "Oh, we were just going to come up and have coffee." And he goes, "I'll be back." That was it.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay.
This particular item actually makes me think about